all that she has done as First Lady and to support our endeavors. Is not here tonight. He's planning to be at the ice cream social, so you'll have an opportunity to see him there, but he's not here tonight. I hope Haley Barber is not offended. He is up against, though, his grandma's cat, 2 horses, a Noah's Ark set, lots of good food, his cousins, and the Little Mermaid, so it's pretty hard to compete with. You know, as governor, I get to deliver a lot of speeches. Some speeches, obviously, you enjoy more than others, even as the person making the speech. One of the speeches, though, I really do enjoy a great deal, is the State of the State. You get to enunciate your vision for the state, and really commands a lot of attention. You get to go before the General Assembly. I enjoy the State of the State. In fact, I told Melanie one of my favorite things about being governor was delivering the State of the State address. And Melanie told me that was good. That meant at least one person enjoyed it. Somebody actually asked me if I was disappointed to have delivered my last State of the State address. I said, I'm not nearly as disappointed to have delivered my last State of the State address as Jay Nixon will be when he watches one next year on TV. When I announced last month that I wouldn't be seeking a second term as governor, I did so after a great deal of thought and a tremendous amount of prayer. Many of the people in this room reached out to Melanie and I to show us their support, their affection for us, and for that we will always be grateful. There are wonderful friends across the state. Many of them are in this room. Thank you for supporting us personally. I can tell you it was a very difficult decision, but I became convinced that I had indeed accomplished what I meant to accomplish, and that you should not run for an office just to hold on to it. And I was also convinced it was the only announcement that I could make that would get Britney Spears off the front page. You know, we have indeed focused on job creation. It was nice to point out the nearly 90,000 jobs we created in about 3 years. What's more significant is when you contrast that with the previous 4 years. We've gone from losing 34,000 jobs over 4 years to creating nearly 90,000 jobs in 3 years. It is a massive transformation. Somebody actually suggested on my staff that my recent announcement would help with job growth. Of course, said, what do you mean? He said, well, think of all the political consultants that can now work for these gubernatorial candidates. That's probably offset by liberal editorial writers that won't have as much to do. You know, when I was elected governor, one of my earliest actions was to remove video games from our state prisons. Didn't make sense to me to have video games in state prisons, so we pulled them out. We were particularly concerned about games in prisons, which glorified violence and nefarious activity. There's a new game that's particularly bothersome. It's called Grand Theft Auto, the state car edition. In this game, players pretend to be the Attorney General of the state of Missouri, and their objective is to recklessly drive their taxpayer-funded car throughout Missouri, picking up bags stuffed with political contributions. There was a state government official who was caught using his state-owned horse and buggy for personal and political use. We're, of course, here to celebrate Lincoln Day, and Lincoln Day is a great time for us to remind ourselves of our legacy as Republicans. We sprung from a great moral cause. Jay Nixon marched Lincoln Day in his own way. He gathers with some of his fellow Democrats and they discuss their budget plan entitled 407 Tax Increases. You know, the presidential election is indeed an exciting election, certainly full of surprises. You've got to give Barack Obama credit. He won in Missouri despite Claire McCaskill's endorsement. And I've had some experiences with Claire McCaskill. Claire McCaskill has really evolved over the past 4 years. Who would have thought that she would ever back the candidate of youth and inexperience?